Good evening. Here are tonight's top stories. Relatives seek answers in the disappearance of a Bartica man from a boat. A Caneville resident is charged with causing death by dangerous driving and placed on $300,000 bail. A Little Diamond resident pleads guilty to a narcotics possession charge. St. Eastman is charged and remanded for a break-in at Stabroek Market. Shaquille Leacock is in serious condition after a stabbing incident in Turkey. Team Mohammeds builds a new home for elderly sisters on the east coast Demerara. A woman is found dead in her Unity home, and the DPP recommends a murder charge against the accused. Stay tuned for the details of these stories. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more news.
Little Diamond resident pleads guilty to narcotics possession charge. Richard Kevin Ghani, a 22-year-old resident of Little Diamond, East Bank Demerara, has pleaded guilty to a charge of possession of narcotics. Ghani was arrested on Monday at the Providence National Stadium with 17 grams of cannabis in his possession. On Tuesday, Ghani appeared before Her Worship Judy Latchman at the Diamond Magistrates Court, where the charge was read to him. He pleaded guilty and was subsequently fined $30,000. The arrest and charge of Ghani highlight ongoing efforts by local authorities to crack down on narcotics possession and trafficking. The fine imposed by the court serves as a reminder of the legal consequences associated with drug-related offenses. Shaquille Leacock in serious condition after stabbing incident in Turkey. Shaquille Leacock, a 23-year-old resident of Assi Field Sofia, is hospitalized in serious condition after being stabbed multiple times by two males who are currently being hunted by the police. The violent incident occurred on Tuesday in Turkey. According to police reports, Leacock was sitting on a culvert when he was approached by the suspects. One of the assailants, armed with a knife, stabbed Leacock in the abdomen and left thigh. Despite attempting to flee, Leacock collapsed outside the yard. The attackers then fled the scene. Leacock was quickly transported to the hospital by ambulance, where he remains in a serious condition. This is not the first time Leacock has been targeted by the same suspects, with previous attacks resulting in no arrests. The police are intensifying efforts to apprehend the suspects and are appealing to the public for any information that could lead to their capture. This ongoing investigation highlights the persistent threat posed by these individuals and the urgent need for their apprehension. Caneville resident charged for causing death by dangerous driving, placed on $300,000 bail. Chris Sobers, a 22-year-old resident of Caneville, East Bank Demerara, was charged today with causing death by dangerous driving. Sobers appeared in Georgetown Magistrates Court No. 1 on Wednesday, June 5, 2024, where Chief Magistrate Sherdell Isaacs Marcus read the charge to him. The charge relates to a fatal accident that occurred on April 4, 2024, at approximately 3:20 p.m. on Nelson Mandela Avenue and Freeman Street, Georgetown. The accident resulted in the death of 28-year-old motorcyclist Edward Solomon. Sobers was driving motor car numbered PAF 4593 at the time of the incident. Sobers was granted bail set at $300,000. The case has been adjourned to July 9, 2024, at 10 a.m. for disclosure at the Georgetown Magistrates Court No. 1. This case highlights the ongoing issues of road safety and the severe consequences of dangerous driving. The legal proceedings will continue to be closely monitored as the court seeks to determine the appropriate outcome for the charges against Sobers. Team Mohammeds builds new home for elderly sisters on East Coast Demerara. 64-year-old widow Donraji Sinoth and her 66-year-old sister, Sumintra Sukwa, are set to move into a newly constructed home thanks to the generosity of Team Mohammeds. The sisters, who have lived in the village for 28 years since settling there with their late parents, have been struggling to make ends meet. Donraji manages household chores while Sumintra sells flower plants and greens at the market. The sisters' old home had deteriorated significantly, causing them to fear it might collapse during heavy winds. In a bid to improve their living conditions, the two sisters courageously reached out to Mr. A. Mohammed through social media, requesting assistance for a new home. Responding swiftly and compassionately, Mr. Mohammed mobilized resources and within a few weeks, a new two-bedroom house with modern amenities was constructed. Today, the businessman visited the overjoyed sisters, who expressed their heartfelt gratitude for the new home that offers them both comfort and stability. This act of kindness by Team Mohammed's not only provides the sisters with a safe and stable living environment, but also exemplifies the positive impact of community support and generosity. St. Eastman charged and remanded for Stabroek Market break-in. A man well known to the police, Cordell St. Eastman, has been remanded to prison after being charged with breaking into several stalls at Stabroek Market. The break-ins, which occurred between May 25 and 27, 2024, were captured on security cameras. Eastman, 32, who resides in Guyana Park, Georgetown, was arraigned in court, where he was accused of unauthorized access to multiple stalls at Stabroek Market. The thefts, involving Eastman and his accomplices, resulted in the loss of items valued at over $3 million Guyana dollars. The police are actively searching for the other suspects caught on camera. During his court appearance, Eastman confessed to the crime but claimed he was assaulted by the police during his arrest. Eastman, who was released from prison last year after being charged in connection with a gunpoint robbery, was also recently implicated in another break-and-enter incident at Duleep Trading. In that case, he was caught on camera and is accused of stealing a metal safe containing approximately $7 million Guyana dollars. The court has remanded Eastman to prison as investigations continue. This case highlights the persistent challenges of repeat offenders and the importance of robust security measures in preventing property crimes. Relatives seek answers in disappearance of Bartica man from boat. The family of Imlak Sears, also known as Bucky, is seeking answers regarding his mysterious disappearance from a boat on May 10, 2024. Sears, a resident of Bartica and a cook employed on the vessel, has been missing for over 3 weeks. On Monday, Sears' sister, Azette, spoke with a detective on Qaeda radio, revealing that he had started working on the vessel, contracted by Banks DIH Limited to distribute goods in Essequibo, just 2 months ago. The day he vanished, Sears contacted his daughter, telling her he planned to visit his granddaughter soon. However, he never arrived. The following day, the family received a call from the boat captain inquiring about Sears' whereabouts. Initially, the captain provided no information, but when the family followed up, he admitted he could not find Sears. Confusion and concern deepened when the captain filed a missing persons report in Region 3 instead of Georgetown, where Sears was last reported seen near Thirst Park. Relatives discovered discrepancies in the captain's statements. He initially claimed Sears went missing in Georgetown but later stated in a report to the Leonora police station that Sears disappeared while the boat was in transit. The captain's report indicated that Sears had gone to sleep on the upper deck and might have fallen off the boat. The crew realized he was missing when they looked for him to prepare meals. Despite not immediately alerting the police or the Maritime Administration Department, MARID, the captain claimed to have sent out 4 boats in search of Sears before filing a report. Sears' family, preparing for the worst, is demanding a thorough and fair investigation by the police. His mother pleaded for public assistance. "I need closure for my son's disappearance. I am pleading with the public now. If you have any information about Bucky, please come forward and let us know." Anyone with information is urged to contact the nearest police station or call the family at 691-1828, 612-2385, 665-5912, or 659-9067. Woman found dead in Unity home. DPP recommends murder charge against accused. The Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, has recommended murder charges against Kemraj Persad, also known as a pundit, for the murder of 38-year-old Kawaramani Tulsi. Tulsi's body was found in her home at Unity, Maheka, East Coast Demerara, ECD, in November 2023. Based on information gathered, the DPP determined there was sufficient evidence to charge Persad with the crime. Crime Chief Wendell Blanham indicated on Tuesday that he is awaiting the file from the DPP chambers with the advice. Persad, a businessman, was initially arrested days after the murder along with 2 of his employees. At the time of his arrest, Persad's body was covered in scratches and bruises. They were released on station bail after the 72-hour detention period expired, but Persad was rearrested as detectives unearthed additional evidence during the investigation. A source disclosed that Persad frequently visited Tulsi's home. Tulsi's sister, Chandrawati Persad, firmly believes Pundit is responsible for her sister's death, noting the scratches on his body upon his initial arrest, for which he could not provide an adequate explanation. She recounted how his stories to the police were inconsistent and indicated that DNA samples were taken from the suspect. Tulsi, a former accountant at Camex Restaurants Incorporated, was found stabbed to death in the lower flat of her home at Lot 26 Unity, Maheka, ECD. The mother of one resided at the family house with her 5-year-old son while her mother and brother lived overseas. Tulsi was last seen alive at about 19:30 on Tuesday, November 22, after collecting her son from a family member in the same village. The following morning, she was discovered lying on the ground with a piece of cloth stuffed in her mouth and a knife stuck in her throat. She was clad in a multicolored nightdress, which was pulled up to reveal her body. Her son was found locked in his room. The police are continuing their investigation, and with the DPP's recommendation, it is expected that Prasad will be formally charged with murder soon.